Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and I got a new Twosun, and this one finally is making me very, very happy with Twosun. I really, really like this one. The TS376, yes, it's in D2. Yes, I wish it was in 14C. However, this kind of has some Spyderco Paisan vibes to me, and I've always wanted a Paisan. It kind of has the Paisan and the Rotten Designs Evo kind of blend together, and I really like it because I want both of those knives. I really want both of those knives, but both of them are ridiculously expensive, and this is kind of scratching the itch for me. It really is. I honestly thought it was going to be bigger, and I say that because I watched other people, shout out to like John Evans, and I seen a couple other people that had theirs as well, and it looked big. It is big. It's a big knife, but it's not ridiculous. I mean, if I hold it back here where you're normally supposed to, I take up the whole handle, but it's not, crazy big. And then you can choke up. And you got a little bit hanging out. But so to me, it's a pretty good size. The blade is a beautiful sheep's foot blade with a nice stone wash, nice and thin geometry. Let's measure that. 12 thousandths behind the edge. Yes, you heard that right. 12 thousandths on a nice broad blade. This thing gets down super thin, but that's with their edge angle. So after sharpening it, lowering back the angle, it'll probably be about 15 thousandths. Let's talk about this action because it's really, really good. So the hole deployment, it's a big hole. You can fit your whole finger in there, so you want to be careful not to get it caught in there. It is a little bit too big to some extent, but it's easy to not do that. So once you get it caught in there one time, you don't do that again. So thumb flicking, really good. You got good balance in your hand. It locks in your hand pretty good, and the hole, lines right up with your thumb. You can kind of smudge your thumb right into it and get a lot of launch onto it. So very easy to deploy with your thumb. You can kick it backwards like that too. It works really good. Then with the reverse flick, you can get the bottom of the hole, or you can go right up to the very top of it and push off there. Now, if you're left-handed, the clip is a nice long clip, so you can get your hand right on the clip and hit the bottom of the hole, and it works good. So the only problem is if you go up here and get the top, yeah, it's going to lock you out. But as long as you're hitting that, I'm trying to go around the damn thing, but as long as you're, sorry, my arms are wrapped around a damn tripod right now. But as long as, you're kind of low on the lock bar, you'll be just fine. So not a problem. Backspacer is like a full titanium backspacer. Access to the lock bar, really good access. Really, really good access. Super comfortable disengagement. So the reasons why I like this one so much: one, it's good looking. Number two, it's well done. I don't have any of the little issues that I've been complaining about lately from Twosun. No detent lash. I mean, rock solid lockup. Even when it's disengaged, it's rock solid. The lock bar access is beautiful. Very good. Very comfortable. The detent is great. Perfect detent. And it is very, very smooth on the drop. Ceramic caged bearings on a racetrack and the pivot. But then one of the most beautiful things to me, and well, I know this isn't because Max doesn't do this. Max KAVISO does not do this, but the last few designs I've gotten had that crazy pivot collar that I hate so much. So I'm so happy to have this one not without that. So shout out to Max for not putting a god awful pivot collar on the knife, because this is a beautiful knife. Even the machining, when you really zoom in and you really look close, the machining is really cool. Even the way they did the steel lock bar insert screw out, it's like punched out a little bit. You can see the machine lines running in different directions. The clip, I did put it in and out of the pocket. It worked great. Not too much tension. It's smooth in and out of the pocket. T8 hardware all the way around. Yeah, it's a good knife, man. It's big, but badass. And does this redeem Twosun to me a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and this is what happens, though. This is the damn rabbit hole that I think we all get stuck in, because we'll get 2-3 shit knives from Twosun, but then we'll get that one that just brings us back, and we love it so much that it just, gets our juices rolling, and now we're wanting to buy 5 or 6 more. 5 or 6 more Twosuns, because it's for what you pay. It's like, man, like, holy cow, I can't believe how good this is. And, me saying that this reminds me of like a Recenti, or the Paisan, the Spyderco Paisan. That's like $650. Yeah, it's an integral S9DV and all that good stuff, but man, and then you guys already know the custom knife factory. I mean, that thing is, up there too, $650 all the way up to probably $1,000 or more, if you start getting into the crazy ones. This is very affordable. It's very affordable, and, it scratches that itch, and it's done very, very well. Very well. And I just cut myself going like this, wham, right there. But anyways, it's done extremely, extremely well. So I'm, very, very happy with it. And yeah, there is one problem though. I do have one issue. So the issue is, yes, I put a Band-Aid on. The issue is the stop pin, the closing stop pin. So the open stop pin is nice and big. Good looking stop pin. Looks great. Locks up. Solid. Even with the slow roll. Nice engagement. Love the lockup. But the closing one hits behind the edge. Hits behind the edge. And that is not good. I do not like to see that. And you can see my blood on it. Holy cow. It hits right back here. So that's not good. That's not good. We don't want that. We want it in the farther. I mean, move it up a little bit. So, but the thing is, though, is it's deceiving. I can't tell. Is it hitting in the thick portion, or is it hitting right here? Is it hitting here, or is it hitting here? I would rather it hit back here or something. Because what if I chip my edge, Max? What if I chip my edge? If I chip my edge and now I need to remove a bunch of steel from the edge, what am I supposed to do? If I sharpen that out, I compromise my closing stop pin. So, granted, that's a lot of steel. I get it. Like, that's a lot of life. By then, yes, I'll probably get all my money's worth out of this knife. But just be careful with that, because it's getting close to to possibly being a bad thing. If I needed to cut in a bigger choil or something, I can't. It's hopefully, I don't wind up having to sharpen out that much steel, and, hopefully it just, lives for a long time. And by the time it gets to that point, the knife's, garbage anyways. But it's just a point, we want the knives to last as long as possible and have the best chances possible, even through bad things, if bad things happen to it. So, and in this case, it's probably fine. It's not going to be an issue. I can tell I have tons of sharpening to do before I would ever sharpen the steel out. And by that time, I'll be into this really thick stuff, which would be even harder to sharpen out, but I just don't like it. But that's really the only real complaint. The hole is a little bit big, but I'm used to it now, so it's not even that big of a deal. Stupid smooth on the drop. The hardware is like all T8 hardware, so I love to see that. The one thing though, oh yeah, no wait, actually, there's a T6 on the steel lock bar insert. There's a T6 right there, so that's another complaint. Rather see just T8s all the way across the board, but that's not that big of a deal. Anyways, there you guys go. Is there milling on the inside of this thing? Yeah, lots of milling on the inside, for sure. But yeah, I'm liking it quite a bit. There you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.